Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Vidya samastaha tava devi bhedaha striya samastaha sakala jagatsu tvayaikaya puritam ambayaitat kate stutitavya paraparoktihi. This is one of the verses from Devi Mahatmyam or Chandi. The meaning is, O Mother, thou art the embodiment of all knowledge. Vidya samastha, that is, you are the embodiment of all knowledge. Wherever there is intelligence, learning and wisdom, there art thou manifest. Then another important statement of this Durga Saptashati is, we have to note it, Striyas Samastaha Sakala Jagatsu. So, what is the meaning of that? Striyas Samastaha Sakala Jagatsu. All women are thy forms. All women are thy forms. Thou hast thy being in the universe, filling and permeating all things. Today is the 4th day of the Navaratri, on which one of the manifestation of Navadurgas, of the 9 manifestation, one that which is worshipped today is Mother Kushmanda. So a little knowledge about Kushmanda, that aspect of the 4th day Navaratri we are worshipping is, Kushmanda is the Hindu goddess or one of the Navadurga, who is credited with creating the world with her divine smile. Her name itself signals her main role in creation. Ku means a little. Ushma means warmth or energy. And Anda means cosmic egg or the universal egg, that is known by the name Brahma Anda, the universal egg. So this Kushmanda is worshipped on the 4th day of the festival, the 9 nights of Navadurga. Now, it is stated that she created the whole universe, which is called Brahmanda, by just flashing little bit of her smile. Now, she also likes Bali, sacrifice of ash gourd or white pumpkin. The name of that white pumpkin is also called Kushmanda. You don't get that particular type of pumpkin here. We can get that in plenty in India. Now, during this Navaratri, there is a one which will be given sacrifice. Earlier, they used to give animal sacrifice. Now, that has been replaced by this Kushmanda, or the white pumpkin, or the ash gourd, it's called. Now, that is the aspect of the Navadurga which we are worshipping. Now, let us go to see what Sri Ramakrishna is to tell. Before that, I just want to take you through one humor. And what is that humor? The child is asking the mother, Mom, why computers are so smart? To which mother replied, You know why computers are very smart? Because they always obey motherboard. You too, if you obey your mother, then you too will be smart and successful. So now, as Sri Ramakrishna is telling and our Chandi is telling, Striyasamastaha, and all the women, the Divine Mother is present. One mother, she's trying to wake up her child. Early morning, the mother went to wake up her son. Wake up, son, it is time to go to school. The son under the blanket in that sleepy mood. But why, mom? I don't want to go to school. Now the mother replied, son, give me 2 reasons why you don't want to go to school. The son replies again in that sleepy mood under the blanket, well, the kids hate me for 1 and the teachers hate me for 2. Then the mother is telling, oh, that's no reason to not go to school. Come on now and get ready. Now the son replies, mother, give me 2 reasons why I should go to school. Now the mother replies, well, for 1, you are 52 years old. And for another, you are the principal of the school. So now, we, forgetting our true nature, are sleeping with under ignorance, covering of the ignorance, the blanket of ignorance. We have forgotten our true nature. We are thinking that we are this body, mind, and ego, the body-mind complex, and we are suffering and suffering and suffering in this world. So during the Navaratri, the mother is trying to wake up. Wake up, son. You are not this ordinary body-mind complex. You are something higher. You are the Parabrahma Swarupa. You have infinite energy. If you have infinite peace, if you have infinite joy within you, you are a child of immortality. Wake up. Now, let me, as I told you in the first day's talk, that I wanted to take you through the important aspect of Navaratri. Why? And what is the significance of Navaratri? I took you through the Navadurga aspect and compared it to different stages of the life of women in the last, that is the first day. And I also had told that I am going to take you through what is the significance of this Navaratri. Now, we all know 9 nights. Nava means 9 nights. Ratri means night. They could have named it as Navadina. Why night? Let us go through that and find out what is the reason. All the living beings are moving in this world, gathering food and driven by nature's instinct. Human beings too are moving, earning, living, but are enveloped by various modes of darkness from within, which narrows down its vision to earthly living and feeling, not allowing it to perceive the light of truth. The 9 engulfing modes of inner darkness. Each mode is considered as night because darkness is always compared with night. That every human being has to pass through to see the light of truth which is within us. They are placed in a graded sequence which the living being has to conquer or overcome. In the same order, one after the other. Thus, we have 9 nights of inner darkness conquering and passing over each one of them. We get a bright day that makes our divinity, our true nature, shine within ourselves and gets radiated externally. Now we'll see the table of that 9 nights and see what is that we have to give up, or the mode of darkness which we have to overcome, by which we can reach our true nature. The first day, Pratipat, The inner darkness which we have to give up is tamas, spiritual darkness. What are the vagaries or varieties of that? Atinidra, too much of sleep. Now, all these qualities which we tell is not to point fingers at others. That fellow, that mother, this woman is having this quality. No, only to compare ourselves, how much and where we are. So we have to go within and find out what is our darkness which is within us. So tamas, spiritual darkness, too much sleep, laziness, indolence, procrastination, atheistic tendencies. Now, karpanya, mean and constrained. Then, ashraddha, lack of dedication and faith. Then, shoka, grief, fear, wrong understanding. These are the different varieties of tamas. Second day was, that is the dvitiya. What is the inner mode of darkness that which we have to overcome? Dvesha, hatred. What are its varieties which are manifested in this world, in our internal nature or our mind? Malice, that is matsarya. Then asuya, jealousy. Krodha, anger. Pratikara, revengeful attitude. Vengeance. Then asahanata, intolerance. Aversion, dislike, etc. are the different varieties of the inner darkness coming from hatred. The second day, which we have to overcome by the grace of Divine Mother. Then the third day, what is that which we have to give up or conquer? That is the Tritiya of the Navaratri, Mamakara, Mamatva, the I-ness, I and mine. My thing, my car, my house, my family, mine, I. It's not ego. Mamatva, attachment, the different variety which arises out of this mamatva or mamakara is attachment, passion, greed, insatiation, selfishness, then pride, separateness, absence of oneness, not willing to part from possession, miserliness, not willing to share. These are all the different varieties of that darkness which we have to conquer on the third day. Then what is that which we have to do on the fourth day? That is today, the fourth day of the Navaratri, while we are worshipping Mother Kushmanda. Now on the fourth day, that which we have to, the darkness is bhogecha, intense desire to that enjoyment for bodily pleasures, craving for worldly enjoyments, general desires, sexual desires, sense pleasures, bodily comfort, luxuries, devotes to selfish ends. So it is the bhogecha. That is the fourth day of Navaratri which we have to conquer. Now the fifth day is ahankara, egotism, hypocrisy, vanity, arrogance, audacity, false pride, stubbornness. So these are the modes of darkness on the fifth day which we have to conquer, ahankara. Then the sixth one is agnana, ignorance of your own true nature. So we are the microcosm, this whole universe behind which the Lord is present is the macrocosm. So that our ignorance at our level, agnana, absence of power of discrimination between the eternal and the ephemeral, understanding of the body as the real self, external phenomenal world which is ever changing, flux as the everlasting and changeless. This is the fundamental error in our intellect, which looks upon the real as the unreal and the unreal as the real and the impermanent as the permanent. That is agnana, which we have to overcome on the sixth day. Now, on the Navaratri, in the seventh day, which is that which we have to conquer, Moharatri. What is that Maharatri? Delusion, the mistaken idea that the body to which the living being is clinging to, the gross, subtle, and the causal, as one's own belonging, and the feeling that one can find happiness, peace, love, and rest in this world, covetousness. So, Moharatri, that which we have to give up. The eighth day, that which we have to conquer the inner mode of darkness, is Kalaratri. What is meant by this Kalaratri? Not knowing one's own real nature because of the wheel, ignorance, the self, on the self. That is the darkness created by avidya, individual ignorance. Finally, on the ninth day, Maharatri, on the ninth day of the Navaratri, what is that which we are going to conquer? Not knowing God at the macrocosm, the Supreme Spirit, because of the wheel covering God, that is the darkness created by Mahamaya, cosmic ignorance. So now we have come to know, first day we came to know the Navadurga, which we have to worship and how it is connected with the different stages of the development of a woman. Now today we learned what are the things which we have to conquer. What is this Navaratri? Why does it get the name Ratri? And what is that darkness, inner mode of darkness which we have to conquer? After all these things, after the knowledge, now you may be feeling little bored and this thing of the philosophy. Now we will take the help of Sri Ramakrishna's words. Ramakrishna makes it a little more easier. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, women are all of them. In the Gospel, page number 116, the chapter Advice to Householder, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, women are all of them, not those words, all of them, women, all of them are the veritable image of Shakti, Divine Mother. In northwestern India, the bride during the marriage holds a knife in her hand at the time of marriage. In Bengal, during the marriage, she holds a nut cutter. That's called boti, which is used to cut the nut and also to cut the vegetables. She holds that during the marriage. What is the meaning of this? Sri Ramakrishna explains. The meaning is that the bridegroom, that is man, with the help of the bride, woman, who is the embodiment of divine power, Devi, Divine Mother, will sever the bondage of illusion. This is the heroic attitude. Now, Ramakrishna tells that is called heroic attitude, Veera Bhava. The husband and wife can go through that spiritual life through this attitude. But Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he himself never worshipped the Divine Mother this way. My attitude towards the Divine Mother was of a child towards its mother. Now, Ramakrishna is giving the example again further. The bride is the very embodiment of Shakti. Haven't you noticed at the marriage ceremony how the groom, the man, sits behind like an idiot, but the bride, she is so bold? I didn't tell this, this is told by Ramakrishna. Now, while the question comes about this creation, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, the mother feels compassion for her child when she sees him, the child, running about breathlessly for her sake. Then she has been hiding herself now, playing the game with the child. Now when she sees the child breathlessly searching for the mother, now she appears before the child. When Sri Ramakrishna is explaining these terms, Mahendranath Gupta, M, he's thinking in his mind. But just like all of us will have that thought, But why should God make us run about? It's a thought M. But can you escape Sri Ramakrishna's mind? It could read the thought. So immediately Sri Ramakrishna replied to that thought of Yam. What is that? It is his will that we should run about a little. Then it is great fun. God has created the world in play, Leela, as it were. This is called Mahamaya, the great illusion. Therefore, one must take refuge in the Divine Mother, the cosmic power itself. It is she who has bound us with the shackles of illusion. The realization of God is possible only when those shackles are severed. Now, the Master continued, Sri Ramakrishna continued, one must propitiate the Divine Mother, the primal energy, in order to obtain God's grace. God Himself is Mahamaya, who deludes the world with her illusion and conjures up the magic of creation, preservation, and destruction. She has spread the wheel of ignorance before our eyes. We can go into the inner chambers only when she lets us pass through the door. Living outside, we see only the outer objects, but not the eternal being. Existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. Therefore, it is stated in the Puranas, in our scriptures, that deities like Brahma, the creator, praised Mahamaya, the Divine Mother, for the destruction of demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. Shakti alone is the root of the universe. That primal energy has two aspects, Vidya and Avidya. Avidya dilutes. Avidya conjures up woman and gold, that is lust and greed, which casts the spell. But Vidya begets devotion, bhakti, kindness, wisdom, and love, which leads one to God. This Avidya must be propitiated, and that is the purpose of the rite of Shakti worship. Now, that mother has taken, that's why I say the first aspect, the tamasic aspect of the Divine Mother is worshipped as Mahakali. Now, we have to enter from these words of Sri Ramakrishna, let her enter into Durga Saptashati. What is told in the Durga Saptashati? See, in the transcendental plane, which is static, where there is one undivided absolute existence, where there is no universe, the truth is known as Shiva or Parabrahman, or the existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. But in the active, immanent plane, that is the plane in which the universe is known, it is experienced by the rishis or the seers as being the play of Divine Mother. Vast universes of unimaginable dimensions, 14 planes of existence and gross, subtle, and causal levels of existence. You know, in the scriptures, Divine Mother is called Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Janani. Koti means crores and crores. So what is crores? Millions and millions or billions of universes. Every second she is creating. So that is the Divine Mother. You can't even imagine her greatness. So now, that is the Divine Mother. The 14 planes of existence, the gross, subtle, and causal levels of existence, countless living beings in each plane. It is beyond human intellect to understand what is happening where in this universe. An iota of its existence in one of its plane of existence in which we live is just a speck of dust. We can't even perceive that. Our mind, intellect, and the five senses, we can't even understand this. The entire picture is just like the how the brain works. Now, the example is knowledge and understanding of the tiny cell of our finger, which by no means can ever be able to understand how brain works or how food and nourishment reaches all the cells in the body, what is happening, the other worlds like liver, pancreas, and heart, it cannot even know such thing exists. That is what we are to this universe. We can never know anything of this universe or acts of Divine Mother, but by transcending the mind, we will be able to understand a bit more of Mother. But being aware of her, keeping her in our mind, enshrining her in our heart, man, human being can transcend the joys and sufferings of this world and transcend this unknown and unknowable prison house of this miserable world called samsara, reach the source of home eternal. Now comes the help of Durga Saptashati. Coming to Durga Saptashati, it is Divine Mother's divine act and divine play at cosmic level to make herself appear wherever there is disharmony, clash, or conflicts, to restore harmony and equilibrium. That you can see in Durga Saptashati. What is that? It is Divine Mother's divine acts and divine play at cosmic level to make herself appear wherever there is disharmony, clash, or conflicts, to restore harmony and equilibrium. The enlightened sages, the rishis, who could peep beyond because their mind was pure, they could peep beyond or look into the past, have reported such transcendental facts to us, the human beings. That is Durga Saptashati or the scriptures, so that we get the knowledge of reality beyond and yearn to transcend the limitations and external to get our eternal freedom. Now we will go a little more into Durga Saptashati to know what is the term Devi. Why is she called Devi? See, Durga is called Devi, Divine Mother. The term Devi, usually translated as goddess, is from the root Div. Even Deva or Devata, it comes from the same root word Div. What is the meaning of that? To illumine, to motivate, a living, moving, and conscious dynamic power. That is Devi, the one who illumines our intellect with secular and spiritual knowledge, apara and paravidya, the one who illumines our heart with divinity that makes love divine, that is bhakti, flow in torrents towards the divine and towards all beings, the one who illumines the path by which the human evolves to fully manifest the inner divinity, and the one who motivates the soul to tread the path of righteousness and pure spirituality and destroys all our vasanas, the deep-rooted desires, and bestows liberation. That is Devi. Now, Mahatmyam. What is meant by Mahatmya? We came to know what is Devi. Mahatmya means glory, greatness, supremacy. Devi Mahatmyam totally means glory of the Divine Mother, hearing, chanting, or contemplating on whom a spiritual practitioner, sadhaka, transcends the entire nature and enters the life eternal, the ocean of bliss, peace, love, absolute. Finally, I will end my talk with one incident in the life of Swami Vivekananda. What is that incident? We all know that in the last days of Sri Ramakrishna, he called Narendra to come and sit near him. Swami Vivekananda is explaining, 2 or 3 days before Sri Ramakrishna gave up his body in Mahasamadhi, he called me, that is Narendra, to his side one day and asked me to sit before him. When I sat before him, what happened? Now, he looked steadfastly at me and fell into a very high state of yoga samadhi. Then I really felt that a subtle force like an electric shock was entering my body. In a little while, I also lost outward consciousness and sat motionless, How long I stayed in that condition, I do not remember. When consciousness returned, I found Sri Ramakrishna shedding tears, not out of sorrow, but out of joy. On questioning him, he answered me affectionately, "Today, giving you my all, I have become a beggar, fakir. With this power, that means I have given you all the powers which I had. With this power, you are to do many work for the world's good before you will return to your place." Now, Swami Vivekananda is telling, I feel that power is constantly directing me to this and that work. This body has not been made for remaining idle. That force has never allowed me to rest at all. Now, what is that force or power like electric shock which came to his body? In Swamiji Shishya Samvad, Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, a Sanskrit scholar and disciple of Swami Vivekananda, in his conversation, he has recorded this. He asks, he was a little bold, he was not at all afraid of his guru. He asks him boldly, "Swamiji, what was that something like electric power which got transferred from the body of Sri Ramakrishna into yours?" Swami Vivekananda told, "No electricity, no power. Until then, that power called Kali, the Divine Mother, was taking the pure body of Sri Ramakrishna to do her activities. On that day, she entered my body." So it was the Divine Mother who was working through all these three forces we call Divine Trio, Divya Traya. That's why see they are kept in same level. It's the Divine Mother was acting, all three of them. Sharada Devi was Kali herself. Ramakrishna, who was Vishnu Avatara, Narayana Avatara, the working inside him was Mother Kali. Earlier, as a sadhaka, spiritual practitioner, he wanted to have the vision of Mother Kali. He cried, he did sadhana, so much of this thing to get her vision. After that, when he got the first vision, again and again he used to do sadhana to get her vision constantly. Finally, Mother started using that pure body of Sri Ramakrishna to stay inside. She made her that to dwelling place. Then next, after that, whenever Sri Ramakrishna wanted to have the vision of Mother Kali, he would not cry. He would take a mirror and look at it. He would see Mother Kali, not himself. It is recorded. So, it is the Divine Mother. Now, Swami Vivekananda himself will mention the future, you say, will call Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa as an incarnation of Kali. Yes, I think there is no doubt that she worked up the body of Sri Ramakrishna for her own end. So, it's the same Divine Mother who is with us, who is always protecting us in the form of Sri Ramakrishna and looking after all of us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.